Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going, YouTube? This is Trucking California with Velox 18. I'm in my Toyota Corolla, my gas saver, on my way to the yard. I drive about 35 miles each way, so I'm on my way to the truck. It's about 4 o'clock. And yeah, day cab trucking. Trying to show you guys what's possible with it. You know, how I get down with it. Now, commuting to the truck is not ideal, but you know, it's what I do. It's how I roll. It is, I mean, my Corolla gets better fuel mileage than if I was to take my truck home. And you know, I can drive a little faster, if I'm honest. Out here on these California highways, most cars traveling between 75 and 80 miles an hour, and the truck speed limit is 55. They, you know, they give cars a lot more leeway on the speed limit than they do trucks. Trucks, you got about 5 miles an hour before they start really cracking down on you. Cars, they give you that 10 miles an hour, and then when all the traffic is moving 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, they just look for the outliers, really. They're looking for the guys that are bobbing and weaving and trying to mash through everybody. But anyway, so when I was leaving the house today, my son was a little sad, so my wife sent me a picture. I'm gonna put that in the video right here. That's my son Gus, 3.5 years old, and he was sad that Dad was leaving to go to work. So maybe that's a drawback to day cab trucking, right? You got to say goodbye to your kids every day, not just, you know, once a week or once every 2 weeks. You got to see those tears and feel those emotions, you know, every day. But no, my other kids, my daughter, my 10-year-old Lucy, gave her a kiss on the forehead before I left. My daughter Maggie, she's almost 12. Gave her a kiss on the cheek before I left. And then my oldest son Miles, 16, I gave him a little, you know, I dapped him up a little bit before I left. All right, bruh, see you later. I was like, all right, bro, I will see you later. And I'll go to work tonight. We're not very busy right now. I only got 2 loads tonight, 2 local loads, and so I'm gonna work about 9 hours. I'll be starting around 5, so easy night. Be off by 2 in the morning. Be home by 3, in bed by 3:30 or 4, and yeah, I'll be up by 11 a.m. Hang out with family until tomorrow afternoon. So I'll have about 4 or 5 hours to hang out. Everyone's just chilling at the house. So I like day cab trucking. I like local trucking. It's a little harder sometimes when it's busy and we're running those long days, those 16-hour days with the commute, and I got 8 hours at home, and by the time you take a shower and grab something to eat and go to bed, then you got 6 hours of sleep before you gotta wake up, and then you gotta get ready and go again. So you don't really get to spend time with your family, but you get to see them at least. But then these days when it slows down, you know, I'm not out there sitting in a truck stop somewhere waiting for a load to pop up on a load board. I'm sitting at my house, you know, complaining to my friends about not getting, you know, the loads I want, but at least I'm with my family, so not too bad. But today I want to talk about how much money I make as an owner-operator, local day cab owner-operator, leased on with someone. And you know, I pay the guy that I lease on with, the company I lease on with, I pay them a trailer rental fee rather than like a broker fee or anything like that. It's just called a trailer rental fee because it's his trailer, pull his trailer, and then I pay for my insurance through him. So we pay a pretty high premium through him. In fact, it's a percentage of our loads. So the guys who do more volume actually pay higher insurance premiums, and I'm sure that works out for most of us to be higher than what the actual premiums are. So I don't even know if that's legal, but I'm not really gonna, like, you know, worry that much about that. The way I see it is he owns the contract for these loads, and he pays me an adequate amount of money to haul them. Would I like more? Of course I would like more, but at the same time, if I held out for more, there'd be some other guy that would step up into my place that would be happy to make what I make to do the work that I do and be home every day. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where the market bears what it can bear, and the market for the haul that we do and the loads that we do and the number of guys that would love to jump in my truck and run run my loads and make my money. There's guys that are standing in line. So you kind of take what he can give you, and in the end, I think that the guy that we work for, he's always looking out for being able to cover his loads, and he's thinking about the busiest time of year. How's he going to cover all his loads? And so he's always got our back, because we got his back when it gets busy. He needs us running. He needs us hauling, loads left and right. And so, so he's always got our back, and it makes it kind of nice. It's synergistic. We're working together for a common goal. Maybe our goals don't entirely line up all the way, because he's looking out for his company and I'm looking out for mine. But at the same time, our goals overlap so much that we're able to pull in the same direction most of the time. And I'm not saying I don't have my gripes and I don't have my issues, and I do, but at the same time, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're going to have gripes with what you're doing. I don't think there's a perfect situation out there for anyone. You find something that allows you to provide for your family, and then you just hustle and you do it. And that's what I've been doing for 3.5 years, and I'm going to continue to do that. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I make, that income. I know that a lot of people wonder, if they bought their own truck, what would they end up making? So I'm going to tell you guys that once I get to the truck. It's a little loud in here, maybe, with my AC going. If you guys can hear that, I'm sorry, but it's like 102 degrees outside, and I gotta have the AC on, man. I gotta have it. I grew up over on the coast where it's foggy this time of year, and when it gets over 80 over there, we get a little complainy and whiny about the weather. So when it hits 100 out here, man, I suck. I'm not built for this kind of weather. I don't think human beings are built for this kind of weather, but whatever. That's just me. So when I get to the truck, I'll let you guys know just how much I actually make, and give you guys an idea that if you found a local gig, you found something that just like what I got, then you could make something close to what I make and provide for your families. I'll tell you what, when I ran dry van regionally, which it wasn't even really regionally, it was just on one freight lane from LA back to the Bay Area, back and forth, and it was just Northern California back to Southern California. I was miserable. I didn't see my family. I drove by my house like 5 times each week. Sometimes I would be over on the west, on I-5 rather than on 99, but probably 5 or 6 times a week I'd drive past my exit on Highway 99, past my house, and I would be so pressed against the clock that I just had to go, so I could get to where I needed to get, take a nap, try not to break any laws and any hours of service rules and regulations, try and get past those dang scales at the bottom of the grapevine, and try and get into LA early enough to where I wasn't getting stuck in traffic. So I was pretty miserable, and I wasn't making any money. I was making 25% of the loads, and the loads were like, I think the truck was grossing like between 3,000 and 4,000 most weeks, and that was the good weeks. So anyway, when I get to the truck, I'll let you guys know exactly what I make. All right, see you then. All right, so we're back in the truck. I actually tried to record with the GoPro on the dash and then my phone facing me, but the audio was so terrible. Like I said, I don't have any microphones or any crazy equipment, so the audio was so bad. I came back to the computer to do the narration tool on the editing software. Seems like this might be the best way for me to talk while driving, because all the audio sucks when I do it the other way. So this is how we're gonna roll until I can get something a little cooler. What do I make? What could you make as an owner operator on a local level in a day cab? I can tell you straight up, I averaged last year in 2019, and mind you, 2019 was a terrible year. I know that some of the guys out there on the spot market had a bad year, but where we were on the haul that I was on, it was a really bad year. The refineries were up and down. Their volume was all over the place. They were shutting down for repairs. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of loads last year, but we muscled it out, and the truck grossed $188,000 last year. That's what my 1099 said. All right. Now, what does that look like after all of our costs and expenses? That's the real question, because I don't really care what that number is. That number could be $1 million, but all I care about is what's my net, what came into my pocket, and I'm sure that's what you guys care about too. That's really all that matters, is how much money you got to provide for your family. And so, last year, I personally had a terrible year. I spent over $20,000 on shop bills and repairs. And once I repaired my truck and got it going back on the road, it broke down again. And so I ended up renting a truck. And so I had rental fees on top of that. So I paid another 20 something thousand. So imagine the number that I have plus $40,000. Or maybe you do have some breakdowns. So let's just say plus $20,000. All right. Then imagine that, because my number isn't great and you guys are going to be unimpressed. And that's okay, because I'm just telling you guys the real deal. I basically had the worst year that an owner operator could have at the place that I work at anyway. Out of all the owner operators there, I probably had like the 5th or 6th highest gross, and I definitely had the lowest net out of everybody. I mean, it was bad. And so I netted on average $1,400 a week. And when I say net, that's after all of the truck expenses. That's after all repairs. Like I said, the owner of the company actually pays for the repair bills, and then we pay him back interest free. So, but I had to pay for those, pay him back over time. And then I had to pay him a rental fee for the truck I was in, which was about between like $500 and $650 per week. It's since gone up. It's a little more expensive this year, but in any case, I spent quite a bit of money, and I still was able to provide for my family. I mean, $1,400 is the worst case scenario per week, and so to me, that's kind of like that's a living, that we can squeeze by on that. And we have, we put my son in private school, and we got a couple car payments that I maybe wouldn't have done if I knew that my truck was going to break down and I was going to have this kind of income. But at the same time, I knew that even in the worst case scenario, I would be able to get by. And so what I can tell you is 2019 was a bad year. And so this year in 2020, we're now in July, right, of 2020, and I'm averaging take home net of $2,000 per week. Now that isn't anything to sneeze at, because that's an average. I can tell you there's weeks where I'm over 3,000 take home. But then there's weeks where, you only work 4 days and you only do 2 loads per day locally. And so you get 8 loads in the week, and you still got all your truck expenses you got to pay for, which is one time where paying a percentage for insurance actually helps out, because when it slows down, your insurance premium actually goes down. It's kind of cool. Now, we don't have any health insurance through the company, right? Because we're owner operators. We're 1099. So that is a cost that you're going to have. If you're running a setup like what I've got, you're going to have to figure that out. But besides that, it's pretty much a true net income. There's other things that your write-offs are great when it comes to owning your own business. You can write off a lot of the things, the area you use in your house for your business office. You can write a percentage of your rent off, or mortgage interest on your mortgage you can write off, depending on if you rent or if you own. And so there's a lot of write-offs, I get that taxable income down pretty low, and with 4 kids, I don't end up with the tax liability at all in a year. So I'm not paying a large amount in taxes. I'm paying less than what most people pay who are on their W-2 jobs. The only drawback is trying to figure out your own health insurance. All around, it's not a bad gig. There's more money to be made. I know there's guys that the top earners at the place that I work, and they work their butts off, but they do better than I do. Their averages are higher, and they would probably not share their information on YouTube because they'd be afraid guys would come and try and steal their shine. But ultimately, that's what I'm making, and it's pretty good living. Nothing to sneeze at. And so I'm gonna let you guys listen to this music, and enjoy the rest of the drive video. Enjoy this drive. We're headed west on the Altamont on Highway 580 towards the Bay Area, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. All right, see you guys.
Darkness came to meet me there. I dance around as a firefly, shake a spell, Lord knows I tried. My insides burn with rage, 'cause that night I was defeated.